Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Uh-oh. Dropped frames. We going crazy here. Why are we dropping frames like that? That's no bueno, huh? Hello? Do I need to check an update or something? Help. Check for updates. No updates available. Okay. Well, it's not that. What could be my issue here, guys? Oh, I know what the issue is because I'm uploading that video. I should have learned last time. 34%. Can I cancel this? Cancel. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Canceled. Ay, ay, ay. That's crazy. All right, here we go. All right, we're safe. We're safe. Yeah, I should be good now. It's going to drop. All right, so I was trying to upload video material, but I'm not going to use it right now anyway. I'm going to put a little update on my teacher site. I figured I would put like a video up there for you guys. Well, not just for you, for everyone. I think I'm safe here. No one's here anyway, so no one saw that. Okay, reminder. Can't upload giant videos like that while you're trying to live stream. Well, if no one's here, I wonder if After Effects is gonna like get super laggy on me. Well, let's try it. Hey, I'm here if anyone joins me here, joins the chat. I'm live, guys. Should I let people know? Go to Google Classroom. What's up, everyone? Live stream is up. Going to play around in After Effects today. I think that's my goal. Post. Oh. That's what I'm saying, G. Giovanna, I want you to come do Hawk News. Come on, girl. Oh. What am I doing? Twitch. Gee, I'm going to email you, okay? Yeah, I'm just trying to get some logos going on. Just updating the stuff here. I should have published, but I'm updating my website. And, okay, here we go. After Effects. I know that some of you guys have access to After Effects. Some of you don't. If you are in a digital design course and you have access to Adobe After Effects, then I'm going to start playing around in it because it has become my one of my new favorite programs. There's a lot of stuff that you could do here that WeVideo just cannot do. And it doesn't mean I don't like WeVideo. I love me some WeVideo. It's just that if you want to get a little bit crazier with some visual effects, video effects and stuff like that, then this is the place to go. Hey, I got someone joined. I don't know who. Did I go back into Ada's Wand? No, I'm not going to go back into Ada's Wand. I'm going to start a new project. Okay, and I am going to, let's just do a brief overview up here of some of our tools and some of these different windows that you have here. Up here is your project panel. And so your project panel will show you all of the media files that you have inside your project. So all these things, if you start importing your media, will show up in your project panel here. And there is also effects control. If I put any effects on any of those things, up here is where I would go to control the effects. We'll get into that later. Over here is your, if you want to call it like a preview panel. And I don't know if any of these things are technical terms or what. I'm just kind of like calling them what I would call them. This is your preview panel here. So any of the edits that you make, and when you play it back, it'll render through up here. So you'll be able to see the effects and things that you're adding on here. And over on this side here, you have all of your, I guess you want to call them libraries. So over here is your preview panel where you can control your output of your preview. And let's see, your effects and presets are here. If you want to align any text, any of that stuff, when you work on your text, that's your character here. If you wanted to like align your text, center, left align, that would all be there. And I have never used content aware fill or tracker. Oh, actually, I was messing around with tracker the other day. It's kind of cool. You could track objects, and we're not going to get into it today, but that's a little advanced stuff. But you can even like, track objects as they move across the screen and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Next up is down here. This is, I guess you would call it your timeline. And Adobe After Effects works in what they call keyframes. And so once you start adding your video clips or text clips or anything like that, all of your layers, I guess. Hey, that was really loud. Once you add like any of your layers down here, you'll see that'll start showing up here, and this is where you add all your different effects and start messing with, I guess, how your layer looks visually. Does that make sense? Who dat? That would be, is it a dill? Is that you, a dill? It's one of you. It's either a dill or Mustafa, right? I think I've gotten that much down. All right. So let's get into After Effects here. So I am going to start by importing some clips. I think, hopefully, hold on. I should have a folder on my desktop called Backyard. So I'm going to jump back into like that lion clip, putting the lion in my backyard, except I'm going to do it in After Effects, and I'm going to try to do it like legit this time. So if I go over here to my project panel, I think I could like, I think I can right click, and that would be Elijah, I think. I think we're starting to get you guys. Nice stream. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I can either right click here, I think, and go to like import, and I can import files there. I think I could click on this folder down here, and no, that would create a new folder if I want to keep stuff organized and stuff. This is, I think, create a new composition. We'll get into compositions, project settings, interpret footage, and I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. But if I right click in this window, I could go to import file or import multiple files, or if you just double click inside this little window here, it'll pop up. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it was free last week, free to play. I got to play it for like maybe a half hour, and that's all I got to it. All right, desktop. Backyard. So inside my backyard folder, I am going to select all three of these clips, and I'm going to import as footage and click import. Now here's a really important tip. Wherever you are importing these files from, your videos need to stay there, because if I move those files off my desktop now and I go back into After Effects, it's not going to, After Effects is trying to locate files that have been moved, and so it's not going to be able to find them. So you either need to know where you move them to so you can reassign them, or probably the best thing to do would be like somewhere, whether it's in like your documents, whether it's on an external hard drive or something, have something set up already, like a folder for your After Effects projects, and inside that folder you would, start your backyard surprise project, and inside there, so that way After Effects will always know where to access those files. They're not like moving all over the place. I typically just go right to my desktop because honestly, like the stuff that I'm creating is not like meant to be permanent. Like once I create it, I don't really ever open it back up again. If I did, I would put it in like a more permanent place, but desktop is usually fine. And then once I render out the video, then I usually wind up just deleting everything anyway, and I never go back to those files, which probably isn't the best strategy, but hey, so it is. All right, so now I have my 3 videos that I am going to be messing around with here. So this is my line green screen. This is me. We went through this last week, but I think if I like double click on each of these, you should be able to like preview it in this window here. I think. It's not previewing. Oh yeah. Yeah, the line was moving. Yeah, and then like I could scrub through here. And I could use a scrubber too to like, also when I import the clip, I don't think I necessarily like, I think I could set ins and outs somewhere. What's this? Ripple, insert, edit, overlay, edit. I think there's a way to like set your time markers here. Oh, maybe is this marker in probably and marker out? No, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a way where you could like set the clip here where you want. Maybe just by doing this. No, that zooms and magnifies. Anyway, there's a way to do it, but I don't know off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure you could set markers in and out, and then you can like export it out. What's this? Toggle pixel aspect ratio, transparency, region of interest. Oh, region of interest sounds. Huh. Is this. Whoa, that's cool. I could just do that? I don't know. Let's see what happens. That's going to be weird. I don't even. How would I even do that? So if that's my region of interest, let's see what happens if I bring it down here. Yeah, I did something. Oh, this is my render queue. That's not right. That's why. Shoot, I put in the wrong thing, guys. Okay, let's see if I drop this line video. Oh yeah, look. See this thing like edited? It's not like a video file anymore. It's some sort of like composition. So it must know that that's my point of interest down here. Let's see if I click and drag it down onto my project here. Does it? No, I didn't do it. All right. Anyway, I'm going to. Yeah, I guess not. That's a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna drag, I guess, all of these videos down. Okay, now I think something like this is gonna happen, and I think I need to somehow trim this out. And did that start right? Good, it's already on the green screen thing, and I gotta trim this thing out there. Let's see what happens at the end here. Okay, I need to trim that to like there. I have no idea if I'm doing this right, if like this is how an actual video whatever you want to call them person would do it. But hey. All right, I'm going to go into special effects and presets, and I am going to look for key light. And I am going to drag and drop key light on top of this lion here. I think you could probably drag it on top of this one here too, but I like dropping it onto the layer so that way I know for a fact I got that layer. And screen color here, I'm going to click on the eyedropper and click on the green and eye it out. Now, that lion is not going to be everywhere. That lion, I'm going to go to the end actually. No, where's the line going to start? The line's going to start somewhere around here. So I'm going to trim it up and put the line somewhere around here. And let's see. Okay, so now I need to scale this line. So if I make sure that my selection tool is up there and I click on one of these things, I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to scale this line around. Does that look a little better? Sure. Now I can put the line somewhere here, right? Now I want to go to the end actually. This is the end of it, hopefully. And I want to make sure I'm going to start from the end and work my way backwards. So the line looks cool there. Now, now's the fun part. I am going to yeah, I'm going to work my way backwards. So I'm going to click on this drop down here and go to transform. There's other, like, again, like, what do they call them? Like shortcut keys. I think it's like, if I did like P for position. If I did like P twice, it would bring up just the position thing, I think. Let's say. So if I click on this layer and I hit PP, oh yeah, it just did it once. So when you hit P, position comes up. And I think like most of the things that you want to edit are probably the same way. So if you wanted to edit the size, so the scale would be S. If you wanted to edit rotation, maybe it's R or something. I don't know, but you get the point. Okay, so now check this out. At the end of this frame, at the end of this clip, I want the line right here to be in this position. I like the line there. I am going to lock that or record, I guess, like that position by clicking this little stopwatch. And you see over here, I get like this little blue diamond, and you'll also see if I zoom in down here, I have this blue diamond here. So that means that the line's position has now been recorded on this keyframe. It has been recorded at 800, 324. Cool. Now, I'm going to say that 800 is the x-axis and 324 is the y-axis. If I wanted to like have if I wanted to be like three-dimensional, I could click on this little square thing here, and that would make x, y, and z axis. But I don't need that, I don't think. I think I'm just going to keep with x and y, 2D. Okay, so here's my line. My line is recorded at 800, 324. Now, if I hold Control and press the back button, you'll see, if I zoom in really close here, each one of these is a frame, right? So this is frame 28, and that's frame, sorry, that's 28 seconds, right? So it kind of like goes like, it's 30 frames a second. Makes sense? So there's 30 frames a second, and so every second it's going to like break down into like 30, intervals. So see 27, 28, 29, and then once it hits 30, that's the 28-second mark. And then it starts over 1, 2, all the way up to 30. And so 30 is like your whole, right? If you are thinking about it as like a ruler, which time is really just an a circular ruler or something like that. Okay, so that is, where am I at? 29, 28 seconds the line is there. And that's pretty much the end of the clip because at 30 seconds or something, the clip ends. Okay, so if I press Control and back, you'll see that my playhead goes back 1 frame. So I'm going to press Control and back, and I'm going to keep going until I see that line or the camera start to move. Right there, it starts to shift a little bit, right? Here's what I'm going to do also. I'm going to put this little, I don't even know what they call that marker. Let's see. Whatever that center marker point is, I am going to put right on the center, the belly of the beast. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. I think I just messed something up. I might have messed something up because it looks like it moved. And usually when you see like a little line like that, that means that, yeah, some sort of movement has transpired. Never mind. I'm not going to move that. I'm just going to keep it above the back of the line here and see that it's somewhere in between those two trees. Okay. And so let's go Control forward. Okay, he moved a little bit. It moved a little down, right? And to the left. So at this marker here, I'm going to bring it, hold on. This marker here, I'm going to bring this thing. I'm going to click on this line guy, and I'm going to bring him back up a little bit. Now, he's shifting a little bit. Yeah, bring him over a little. There's got to be an easier way if I like got measurements here or something. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Maybe I should just be like looking at the line in general. Okay, so now he went up a little bit, so I'm going to move him back down a little bit. That was too much. See, I want to try to get him in the same, oh, that was the wrong one. I want to get him in the same position every time. I need to pick a better marker, I think. Anyway, I'm going to keep going through here. And just as each frame back, I'm going to try to keep this line in the same spot. I should pick a better marker for the lion just so I know exactly sort of where I want to keep him, you know? I don't know what a good marker is for that. Control back, slide him over, control back, control back, control back. And so each time this thing is recording all those tiny little movements. So as that camera moves a tiny bit, I'm moving the line a tiny bit. I wish I had a better way, a better marker. Ooh, that camera looked like it shifted a lot there. Back, back. I mean, it's it's shifting the tiniest little bit. I'm just gonna look at his tail here and see if like I just keep that tail somewhat on the same plane. There, he moved like the tiniest bit. I mean, it's like very minimal movement. So I'm just gonna leave it there. It doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. I'm waiting for like the big camera movement. See, he's starting to come down a little bit. It's looking pretty good. I'm still scrolling back. Ooh, what just happened there? Oh, the line just moved his head. That's all he did. I think it's alright. I mean, see as the camera's starting to move a little this way now. Now the camera's really starting to move. So I'm going to try to keep this line in the same spot every time. And I don't know if I'm going to do a very good job. I'm sort of looking at like the back of his tail here. And there's like this little spot of green grass. Do you see this little spot of green grass there, that little thing? Well, I'm trying to keep the line, the end of his tail, right inside that thing. As close as I can. Keep that little end of his tail inside that pocket. Now the camera's really starting to do some crazy movement. I also wonder if there's a way, there is definitely a way to stabilize your video footage. And I wonder if that would help at all. Stabilizing the footage first. I lost my pocket. I lost that little pocket of grass now, so I have no idea where I'm at now. Somewhere around here, I guess. Oh yeah, look at that big jump. I wonder if maybe there's another way. I'm just going to keep moving it to like somewhat similar of a pocket. I wonder if there's like a grid or something that might be able to help me here, because I've totally lost that pocket. This is where having the advice of a professional would come in handy. I don't know, is that the pocket? Yeah, I've totally lost it, guys. This is gonna look like such junk. Junky junk. Okay, cool. I think that's it. Now I'm going to zoom out. And I am going to play this clip from here and see what happens. Let's see how terrible this is. Open the door. And here comes the lion. not the absolute worst. I thought it was going to be worse than it is. I mean, it's still glitchy, right? I need to make sure that that thing stays perfect. Yeah, and towards the end, that the positioning is totally different here. Like here, he's in the center of this patch, and here he's way off to the top of the patch. But hey, whatevs. It's pretty close. And then at the end, he moves a little bit. All right, so here's what we did. Like, just using the simple positioning keyframing here. I have my two video layers here, and so video layer 1 is playing through. There's nothing special about this. Video layer 2 goes through, and then once the line comes into view, the line, you could see here all these keyframes tracking the line's position, right? Every single one of those guys. So the reason why these are up here is because the camera is going to make that huge shift as it came down, right? That camera shifted huge, and then once it steadies out, the line basically is standing still. I'm trying to, keep him still the whole time. Anyway, I did that by going backwards, right? Setting the last keyframe here in the position that I wanted the line, or tried to get the line to stay, and then every single keyframe after that is supposed to be based off of that center point where that line is. Now, I did a pretty crummy job of it, but you get the point. Now, I could always click on this drop down here and see my transform, my positioning here. If I zoom in down with this little magnifier here, I could really stretch out my timeline, and I can go back into every single one of these keyframes. You see here is where that camera really started to go crazy, so I needed to set a keyframe for every single one of these frames here to track the position. And so I can go into each one of these now. If I go to this keyframe here, and now I can, if I start messing with this guy, it'll make the changes to the position of that keyframe. Make sense? And so just go through. It's a little bit of fine tuning. And once we get that fine tune, then it should be good. The line should look like he's sitting still there the whole time, just sitting in my backyard. So I'm going to maybe mess with it a little bit more at noon, but it is 11 o'clock now. And so I have to go check on Princess Ada. If you guys, I would love to find out who has Adobe After Effects. If you guys have After Effects, then you can mess around. And again, any questions, this stuff is like, once you get into it, man, let's just start playing around with it, then you'll see like the potential that After Effects has, and you kind of get the hang of, basic keyframing. But yeah, just importing your files. If you go back up here, see now I'm on the effect side of things, the effect controls, because I put key light on. But if I go over here and go back to my project, this is your project panel where you can import all of your media. Then once your media is in your project panel, then you can start clicking and dragging and dropping, your files down here. These layers, just like WeVideo, kind of layer on top of each other. So anything above this layer, if it's overlapping, so this line is overlapping this bottom layer here. So because the key light, because I green screened the line out, right? It's not all blocking out whatever's on this bottom layer. But if this was a solid layer on top, you wouldn't be able to see the bottom, right? So layering is very similar to WeVideo, but you have a lot more control over each layer by clicking each drop-down menu. And here you have, options to keep, to rotate to, you could change the opacities. That means, so like you could make the line see-through. That would be cool for like having someone disappearing or something. Anyway, lots of stuff that you can get into here. So if you have access to After Effects, I say jump in, and any questions that you have, let me know, and we'll make a tutorial out of it. So for now, I will see you later, and maybe I'll see you back here at noon. See you all.